So this beef that they talking about,
Mm-mm.
Kyrie Irving or Damian Lillard, are they superstars? Who's a superstar? Taylor Brooks, in an interview with Jason Tatum was like, he's not a superstar. Damian's not a superstar, but Kyrie's a superstar.
Wow.
Um, what you how you feel about that? That I'm not even gonna start with you, Tone. I'm gonna start with Chris on this one. I'm not. I see it in your eyes. I see it in your eyes.
That's tough.
Toe look hungry. He hungry over here for this topic.
Go ahead, Chris.
I mean, for me, it's simple, but it's not simple. I'm going with Dame Dollars. I feel like they're both superstars, but I feel like Dame doesn't get enough credit, especially with this Kyrie and Dame talk.
Yeah.
You know, even when you look at the head to head, they played head to head. They played 11 games. Dame has won 7 out of the 11 games. Kyrie's won 4. Right. Dame has averaged 28.7, 5 rebounds and 7 assists against Kyrie, while Kyrie averaged 25.9, 2.7 boards and 5 assists. You know, I just feel like Dame doesn't get enough credit. He impacts winning, I think, from a way larger standpoint than Kyrie. I feel like people don't understand Kyrie has played with LeBron James and Kevin Durant. There's no one on this planet that nearly comes close to those two players as it is. And Damian Lillard has not played with either one. So to say Dame is not a superstar and he's been in the playoffs consistently every single year, obviously last year, due to injuries, their team had an off year. He was injured. He had to get something straightened out with his abdominal. But every year, consistently, he has dragged the Portland Trail Blazers to the playoff.
That's fine.
He went into the bubble when we had we still in it, but when COVID happened, he went into the bubble, and you saw a man on a mission. Like, he was dominating, like 60-point games, pulling up from half court. One of his 60-point games came on were on Kyrie in 2019. So, like, I just feel like, again, to one of your points, Dom, that you always say also too is, availability is an ability.
That's
true.
What
I'm saying? Like, he's
that's true.
Dame is here. He's always there to play. He plays games consistently throughout the season every year. Obviously, besides this year, he got it straightened out. He said he's 100%. It's goal time for him next year. So
I got them in the playoffs. I got them in the playoffs just because of Dame, because he's going to play.
Absolutely.
And when Dame plays, they're in the playoffs.
Every year. So how you feel about the topic, Dom? How you feel?
I feel like Kyrie's overrated. I think that's what this is showing. I feel like this is showing how overrated he is. Like,
okay,
he's a superstar talent, a Hall of Fame talent. You know what I mean? But I don't think when it's all said and done, you look at his, like, what he's actually produced on the court as far as in production, it's not going to match up to the top point guards in his era. It's not going to. When it's all said and done, Russell Westbrook is going to accolades is going to be higher and more than Kyrie's. Dame's same, right? Like, there's a bunch of guards in his era that he's not James, like Harden. Like, it's a bunch of guards in his era that you won't say that he can take me to the promised land. Like, nah, like, right. I'm gonna pick those other guards before I pick Kyrie. Kyrie's an awesome 2. You know what I mean? He's an awesome 2. That's what he is. Dame is a best player on the championship team, in my opinion. He could be the best player on the championship team.
I agree.
He's never played outside of LaMarcus Aldridge his first 3 seasons, right? He hasn't played with an all-star.
Right.
Period. None. Not one. No all-stars. Kyrie's played with nothing but. Like,
right.
Like, it's the talent level is different. As far as the team that the players that they played around, that Dame played with, the teams that he had to drag, it's nasty.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
On his back.
On his back. I mean, again, Kyrie is amazing at what he does. Like watching Kyrie play basketball is beautiful. But
Beautiful.
I can't
And
in good conscience be like Kyrie. I honestly don't think he's a superstar. I think a superstar is a player that can take you single-handedly to a playoff, win a playoff series, win two.
Right.
That's a superstar. That's somebody that you can stamp your organization on. There ain't that many of them that can go win 2 playoff series for you. Dame can.
Right.
He's done it.
50-point game winner series enders.
He's done it. Am I tripping, Tone? Am I tripping?
Yo, Tone ready. Ready.
Listen. Let me just say this. I think you guys are right. I think there was a little bit of disrespect on HB's part, superstar piece. I agree.
I don't think he's a superstar.
Kyrie is definitely a superstar, right?
How?
But here's Dame. Let me just. So Dame, right? Last 3 seasons, obviously he didn't play last year, but the 3 seasons that he did play. Let me just give you guys some of his like game highs, right? 61, 11 threes, 10 rebounds. 61, 9 threes, 8 assists. 60 points, 7 threes. 55 points, 12 threes, 10 assists. 51 points, 12 assists, 9 threes. 50 points, 13 assists. Assists is when you're passing to someone else and they score, just so that you guys know. And he's having 50 on top of that. 45, 12 assists, and 11 3-pointers. Like, I was going through this and I'm like, is this like the best game of the season?
Yeah.
Like these numbers sound fake a little bit.
2K-ish.
I forgot he hit 12 threes. This guy had a 55, 12, 3, and 10 assist game, right? All right, those are just some of the numbers for Dame last 3 seasons that he was available to play, right? Few things with Kyrie, just to piggyback over AGB point. Kyrie's played with LeBron James. He's played with Kevin Love. He's played with Jason Tatum. He's played with Jaylen Brown. He's played with Kevin Durant. He's played with James Harden. I don't think there's anyone in the NBA, maybe LeBron,
Play with
but
a
no
bunch
one
of
else
better players.
that's played with better play. Actually, I don't think LeBron's played with a better like group of
LeBron
players
played
like
with better
that.
players. He did. He did.
But Kyrie's played with all of those greats, right? Kyrie's career win percentage without LeBron, 204 out of 224. So he's less than 50% winning, right? So this is why I kind of support that. Is he a superstar? Isn't he a superstar? Does he impact winning? Obviously, his percentage shows otherwise because he's less than 50%. Dame, for his career, 395 out of 316. He's over 50%, right? And that number that I gave you for Kyrie is without LeBron, right? Because we know LeBron impacts winning. LeBron's a winner. They got a championship with LeBron. But it's just those numbers are eye-opening because he did play with Jason Tatum. He did play with Jaylen Brown. He did play with KD. He did play with James Harden.
He played with a young Jason Tatum, and James Harden gave up, and he didn't play that much with James Harden because of COVID, the whole COVID thing. So they didn't play that many games together. I don't, because of injuries and his availability, but so I would say that in defense of Kyrie. But I honestly don't think he's a superstar. I don't think it's not many superstars in this league. I think you have Giannis, KD, LeBron, Steph, Luka, Dame. Am I missing somebody?
Paul?
Chris Paul's not gonna go win me two playoff series anymore. Sorry. Like it has to be some
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like
Joel Embiid, Joker.
And
We're talking about superstars, right?
Yeah,
Who's
Joel
gonna win
Embiid,
you a
Joker.
series?
I don't want to be disrespectful. Joel Embiid,
You got
okay. Yeah, back to back MVP.
I was about to say you can't say
Yeah,
you're
you
back to back
can't
MVP
and not be a superstar, right?
Yeah.
But here's the
That's
thing.
contradictory.
Here's the thing to add to that. I think Kyrie can go win you a series. I've seen him do it.
He can go win you a series.
I don't think that he can do it by himself, but then again, what superstar can?
Those
right?
that I just named.
None of those players you just named have won a championship or a series by themselves.
Yes, Dame has. Dame got to the Western Conference Finals with no All-Stars.
He has CJ McCollum on his team.
He's not an All-Star. Never been.
Okay.
Right. It adds to the context, right?
Okay.
It adds though. It adds to the context, right? Like
that matters.
LeBron's done it.
When?
LeBron's done it mad times.
When?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
No,
LeBron James has taken teams.
LeBron went straight to the NBA Finals after Kyrie
Bro, he
left.
been there 10 times back to back. Stop.
But I'm asking you.
You're saying when?
Was he on the team with other All-Stars?
The year that he took when they traded Kyrie Irving and
I think Love was still there. I don't really think he was All-Star.
I don't think he was an All-Star.
I would have to look that up.
But the year that he took when they Jay Crowder I don't remember that team.
That was probably that year.
No, it's okay. I think
when they took Boston to 7, when Boston took them to 7 games.
Okay.
That year.
We can reference and see if there was any All-Stars on that team. But most of those players that you named all had supporting casts.
Jokic doesn't.
When has what series has Joker won by himself?
Last year when he was in the bubble. Did he win in the bubble?
Okay.
Yes. Jamal Murray was going crazy.
Yeah, it's fine. But listen, Kyrie's definitely a superstar. Kyrie's
not a superstar,
bro. He's not a leader.
He's not a superstar.
Before Kyrie went to Boston, they had a player by the name of Isaiah Thomas. Boston Celtics were knocking on the door. You trade Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie Irving, you think, oh, he's going to get us over the hump. Negative. Wasn't able to do so.
No, but they end up going to the Eastern Conference Finals without him while he was injured. And then he came back the next year and everything was disrupted, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then he left.
He's a bad leader.
And then he went somewhere else to Brooklyn. And then they went to the second round with KD and then he got hurt.
He's a bad leader. He's a bad leader for sure. I'm taking Dame. I'm taking Dame 10 out of 10 times. What I know I'm going to get from Dame is Dame's going to show up to work. Dame's going to put my team in a position to be in the postseason. And that's all I can ask for as a coach and an ownership. Something that I don't hear enough from anybody. If Dame played in New York, he would probably be the best player of all time.
Yo, if Dame played in New York City, bro. If Damian Lillard played in New York City, bro.
Yeah. Easy. Dame he's doing all of that out of Portland with a team that ownership is putting around him.
Like he don't even get national televised games.
Right. He gets overlooked so much for being important because he's important.
I agree.
He don't have a few All-Stars because of that. He's missing All-Star appearances because he plays in
Portland. Yep.
I agree.
That's crazy.
Because his loyalty. Endorsements, deals, all of that stuff is a part of it. And, Kyrie's had the luxury to have those televised games, to play in those big markets, to be backed by those big companies because of the media.
Right. Cleveland was not on TV until LeBron came back.
Right.
Facts. Right. Facts. But I don't want to disrespect Kyrie's game. He's an amazing player.
No, for sure.
I don't think he's a superstar.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Let's dissect that a little bit. I think that he is a very talented player. What we like about Kyrie is that he has very good handles, right? Let's just be honest. That's what we like about him.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
finish at the rim.
So can Dame.
Yeah, I mean,
Dame's a better shooter, and I don't want to just make it a Dame thing. There's a lot of players that we can go down the list that you like Kyrie because he can dribble the ball really nice.
Right.
Outside of
So
that,
that's what I say too. Again, Kyrie
it's a
game is
lethal
beautiful.
scorer.
And that's what people fall in love with, the beauty of his game. Like
Right.
it's beautiful from every single standpoint of his game. It is beautiful. Kyrie's game looks flawless. When you watch him play,
amazing.
you're just in awe.
Yeah.
I think what it is his leadership skills. I think that's the problem. Kyrie's not a leader. He doesn't lead in the right ways, and that's a locker room chemistry thing. You know, how can your team be great if your best player, most talented player, is not a good leader? How can you win like that? You know, so everybody's gonna follow suit from the best player.
Yep.
So if your best player is not displaying that leadership, how are we gonna be great? How?
Facts.
Wow. So I think that's Kyrie's issue.
I think if you put Kyrie in Portland with the circumstances that Dame's had, we don't talk about Kyrie as much as we do. He dribbles very nice. There's a lot of players in the league who dribbles I'm just, there's a lot of players who have nice handles as well. He can finish. There's a lot of players who can do that. What Dame does, there's not a lot of players who can do that.
All right.
55-12. Like, oh my gosh.
That's just
how
you getting 10 assists and scoring 60?
It's funny, when I saw that he had 60 on the Nets, I said I had to go look just to make sure Kyrie was there. It said Kyrie 60. It said Dame 60. Kyrie had 55 on Dame earlier in their career when Dame was a little younger. Kyrie had a big game on Dame. But recently,
don't do that. Don't say what Dame was a little younger. Just say
he was
earlier.
He was. Early in the career.
Yeah.
It was like I believe it was probably no. I'm saying
I know, but you gotta frame it right. You gotta think.
You're right. But recently, 2019, that matchup, Dame went for blood.
That's
right.
Yeah, he wanted everybody to know what time it was.
Yeah, for sure. He's like, I'm here. I'm top point guard.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about Kyrie. Y'all about to know who Dame is after tonight.